Alright guys, time to get back into this discussion again. Last night, I went and posted up my pre-Nintendo Direct analysis of Smash Bros. Currently. Well, it's the Smash Bros. Direct. And, but I was also going to talk, in that conversation, I was also going to go and talk a little bit about, some of the comments I've been posting on YouTube, on other videos and such, and I just wanted to, basically delve into that a little bit today, and just kind of ask the question, have I been a little bit too aggressive with my comments? A JaidynReiman video game discussion. Today's topic, dreams. Okay. There's, of course, going right now, there's a lot of debate on, like, Smash Bros. Character Quest, who will appear in Smash Bros., things like that, and I get a little bit irritated when people go and bring up unrealistic suggestions and legitimately think that they'll be able to get in. I think what really set me off of this was watching a video by the Quarter Guy, where it was one of his usual 25 cents videos, and the very last question, I don't remember which video it was. I'll have to go and look it up. But the very last question that he was asked was, do you ever get, who is the character request for Smash that you most dislike, or something on those lines? And basically, here's what he said. Here's how he summed it up. Stop asking for Goku. And I'm like, are you serious? People are seriously asking for Goku in Smash Bros. That's basically kind of what set me off. I'm just... There's, I'm kind of looking at the character rosters. I'm looking at, how these characters have been treated in past games. Like, for example, in Smash Bros., which characters got in as an assist trophy, for example. And I'm kind of going in a debate and saying, okay, I think that this character is a little bit more likely than this other character, or something like that. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going at. But, for the most part, there's a chance for most any characters to get in. But, when I say, sometimes I'll go and make a comment about, I can't really see that character getting in, but being interesting. And other times I'll go and say, that character's not going to be in, period. And, it's just, for the most part, when I say that, I don't really, of course I don't know for 100% sure that said character is not going to get in. But there, are certain criteria that Sakurai has already stated before. One of which is that, in order for a third-party character to be even considerable for Smash, the character must have originated in the video game. It must have also appeared on a Nintendo console. Now, those are that's a pretty, wide definition, because all kinds of characters could have appeared on Nintendo consoles. But I also kind of, go and put my own stuff into it, where I go and make a thing like, I'll go and say, a character who doesn't really have a huge Nintendo presence isn't likely to get in. The reason Snake got in, as I was talking in my discussion yesterday, the reason why Snake got in is because, basically, Kojima pretty much just begged Sakurai to put Snake into Smash Bros. That's really the only reason why he got in. Granted, the fact that, Snake does have a couple of games on Nintendo consoles, but not a whole lot. Especially if you compare Sonic and Mega Man, they have far more of a Nintendo presence. That's just, a no-brainer there. But, there's a lot of other... In the case of Snake, too, though, the other problem with him being probably removed is the fact that he hasn't really had a Nintendo presence since Brawl. He's had maybe, like, what? One re-release, and that was it. That's nothing special at all. But, that said, if a character has had an appearance on a Nintendo console and originated in a video game, there's a chance they can get in. But I just kind of go and look at it and think, if a character hasn't really had a huge Nintendo presence, yeah, regardless of Snake, of course Snake I am, but that's because Sakurai begged him. That's because Kojima begged Sakurai to get Snake and let Snake in. But I kind of look at this and go, if a character doesn't have a huge Nintendo presence at all, or if a franchise doesn't, I just go and say it's just not going to happen. As long as they've had at least one Nintendo game, I suppose it's possible. But I don't know. Another argument I've seen thrown around is, there's I was watching the April Fool's Day Smash Chat, and then they had the other one that came out this past weekend, and was it the core guy? I think it was the core guy who kept on arguing that whenever they're saying I don't see a character has a chance of getting in, he went and said Wii Fit Trainer, and I'm like, I don't see. Here's the thing: people think that Wii Fit Trainer was a very out there choice. I'm kind of on the fence on that though, because I'm looking at it going, Wii Fit Trainer is an odd choice, but Wii Fit sold bucket loads. Wii Fit was a huge game, and they have Wii Fit U coming out as well. And I was looking at this going, well, actually they also had a second Wii Fit game. I forgot what it was called. But either way, Wii Fit was a huge game. It was, and we wouldn't have expected a Wii Fit Trainer in there, but at the same time, the Wii Fit Trainer actually is a surprisingly good choice, especially since if you think about it, the Wii Fit Trainer is all about yoga and martial arts training and such. Not martial arts, but yoga and all kinds of different things like that, and that can easily be fit into a fighting moveset. That is a no-brainer. That's a really that would be a very interesting character there. So I don't really see that argument. I do think that I still go based on both popularity but also relevance when it comes to character choices. And we're only gonna have. Here's the other thing too. A lot of people keep suggesting additional third-party characters from existing game franchises, such as Miles Tails Prower, or Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog, Shadow the Hedgehog. I would love to see Shadow and Tails in another fighting game, but it's not gonna happen in Smash. Well, again, I don't know for 100% sure, but just Sakurai has already stated for sure that don't expect too many third-party characters. So, if I kind of take that to mean, well, in fact, he also said, think of Mega Man as the exception. We did get Sonic back, and I could see maybe one or two more, but that's about it. In fact, it's even arguable if we'll get even one more third-party character. And so people going and saying, well, I like this other character. It's just, maybe I have been a bit too aggressive in my comments, but a dream, one person when it commented about a dream list, and I wouldn't respond to that kind of harshly, and I think that I did make a mistake in that one because it was a dream list. But I have my own dream list too. I'd love to see characters, a variety of characters appear that I know is never gonna happen. So I kind of put it this way: I'm trying to be a little more realistic in my expectations. I have about 10. I'm thinking about around 10 characters or so. I think for sure could be in. But of course, it could be a slightly off. My current thoughts: Sami from Golden Sun to replace Solid Snake. Isaac. I got it mixed up. Oh my god, I can't believe I got that mixed up. Okay. Alright. How did I mix that? Isaac from Golden Sun, Sami from Advance Wars. Okay, no, I'm not gonna edit that out. That was hilarious. I was thinking of both. I keep thinking of both Advance Wars and Golden Sun, and for some reason I mixed it up. Sami from Advance Wars, I think, will replace Snake. Um, I think that out of the three main CEOs, there's in the first two Advance Wars games for well, Game Boy Advance. See, Advance Wars is a much bigger series than people realize. There are four Advance Wars games, and but there was also Famicom Wars, Super Famicom Wars, and Game Boy Wars. It's a big franchise. People keep saying, "I don't really Advance Wars character would be cool, but I don't really see it." I think an Advance Wars character is more likely than a Golden Sun character, which would be Isaac, of course. But out of the Advance Wars characters, they could choose between any of the three main seals of the first two games, that being Andy, Max, or Sami. But I personally think that the best choice will be Sami out of the three. Especially since Sami is the only female, and we need a lot more female characters for sure. So I definitely see Sami from Advance Wars, Isaac from Golden Sun. For another new franchise, I could see Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles. I could definitely see Shulk appearing in there. Ridley, I do not think is gonna miss out this time either from Metroid. From other franchises, another one I keep bringing up is Mario. A lot of people keep saying they want characters like Daisy or Toad or something. I don't see that happening either. Other people keep saying Paper Mario. Why do we want another version of Mario? We already have enough versions of Mario. I think that's ridiculous. I don't want Paper Mario in. I don't want another version of Mario in. Period. And I don't think we're getting any new Mario characters at all anyway. I'd say Rosalina is probably the only new Mario character we're gonna get. People mentioned stuff like for example, Waluigi's planning to be playable in various rumors. Like, I don't think Waluigi has ever been planned to be playable. I like Waluigi, but he's never appeared in an actual game before. So let's jump back. I went off topic. I went off topic again, but I had listed yeah, Sami from Advance Wars, Isaac from Golden Sun, Ridley from Metroid, Shulk I could see from Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm questioning Shulk though because he's not a sword user. I can't see new Mario characters. We'll definitely get at least one new Fire Emblem character. I don't see Ike going anywhere. I'm sorry, I don't see Ike going anywhere. I can't really see Chrom getting in either, unless if he's an alternate character of Ike. I could instead see the Avatar / Grima, or Lyn, or even both. I personally think that Lyn would be a far better choice as a playable character than Avatar / Grima, especially if because I have no doubt we're getting Isaac, and Isaac fits that kind of Isaac kind of fits that mold of being a sword fighter, but also being a magic user. So okay, there's that right there. I don't see any new Star Fox characters getting in unless we lose one. In which case, I would say, I would probably say Krystal could replace either Falco or Wolf. I'd say Krystal would be better off replacing Falco though, if especially if they do have alternate characters. Falco can be an alternate of Fox, because Falco is they really have to hugely improve Falco in order to make him more unique from Fox. And we've already got Wolf anyway, who's already much more unique than Fox as is. But Krystal would definitely be a way better character than the Wolf or Falco as a playable character. I know that Falco and Wolf are more important in the Star Fox series, but Krystal would have a huge potential with her using her staff and the moves that Fox used in Star Fox Adventures. Because, of course, well, Fox ended up replacing Krystal as a main playable character. Due to that whole debacle with Dinosaur Planet being changed to Star Fox Adventures. But, you know, that's just my thoughts on that. I also see a new Donkey Kong character getting in. I can't really see two of them, but I suppose it's possible we could get two of them. But the only choices really are King K. Rool and Dixie Kong. If they decide to add 2 characters, I can see them both getting in. Otherwise, I'd say it's probably Dixie Kong because King K. Rool hasn't had much of a presence recently. I would actually slightly prefer King K. Rool, despite me liking Dixie better. I'd slightly prefer King K. Rool so that we have another villain character, and because I'd love to see King K. Rool come back. Oh yeah, Palutena I also do see coming back. Well, not coming back, getting added, and I also see Mewtwo coming back too instead of Pokemon Trainer. It seems that switching characters might be out now. Another one was, oh yeah, Zelda. I do think we'll probably get one more Zelda character. My thoughts, as always, have been on Impa. I don't see any new Kirby characters. I don't see. I've heard some people suggest Kirby characters. We've already got 3 Kirby characters. This franchise isn't that big, and we've already got the only 3 important characters in the series. Those are the 3 characters everyone thinks about: Meta Knight, Kirby, and King Dedede. I don't think my Knight's going to be gone. I do think he's going to be nerfed heavily. Yeah, but it's just... That's another thing I brought too. It's just... and those are just my thoughts, you know. There's probably going to be some, like, way out there character that Nintendo's going to throw in there that I'll be like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that one. But these are just kind of why I'm thinking right now. For the various franchises. Another one I've heard of, which could get in, but I'm kind of questioning more so, is Custom Robo. I have seen that Ray Mark II, was one of the a few assist trophies from Bro, which that's what I missed, in fact, because I keep thinking Lyn, Lil Mac, Isaac, and also the tanks from Advance Wars. And I keep thinking, okay, those are the ones I'm thinking. Advance Wars, Lyn, Isaac. I'm thinking of those characters. But I forgot about Ray Mark II. I didn't know he was actually an assist trophy. I don't know how I missed that one. I could see that one getting in, but it's kind of questionable. And you know, I already talked about third parties. We probably won't get more than 1 or 2 in there, and if we do, it'll either be Pac-Man. Maybe Lloyd Irving from Namco. But if we get a Namco character, we're probably going to get about 1 each. One from Namco. Lloyd would be a way better playable character than Pac-Man would be, but they could find a good moveset for Pac-Man too. And then, the other one being Professor Layton. I could see him in as well. But that's really about it. Unless if they really raise our expectations and they throw in a ton of new characters, or throw a ton of DLC, which we may see, I'm not sure. That's just, you know, why I'm thinking. Yeah, and again, I may be a bit aggressive here. I must try and have more realistic expectations. I'm not really, you know, if I really want to, I go and throw out, like, all my favorite characters and such. I just, you know, don't think it's gonna happen. But here, let's throw out. I'm gonna try and think of about 10 dream list characters that I actually wouldn't mind seeing in, but I'm gonna be slightly realistic in here. I'm only gonna say 1 per franchise that I come up with, not necessarily 1 per company, but 1 per franchise. If it's a third party, I will make sure I'm only going to do it from franchises that have a Nintendo presence and start off in video games. Obviously, none that are like for sure not gonna get in, and I will also be. If I mention a third party that's already in the game, I will be willing to choose 1 more from that franchise, but that's it. So let's get started on this. From The Legend of Zelda, Saria. Completely out there, yes, I know, but I also would love to see Saria in a game again. She never really fought, but she's a forest sage. She can use forest powers of nature. That would be an amazing moveset. I could, if they bring back the 7 stages in Hyrule Warriors, I could see her in that. Here's going to be one that people will probably think is completely obscure, but Lufia from the Lufia series. The Lufia series has always been on Nintendo consoles. The original Luffy and Luffy 2 games, Luffy 2 being considered one of the greatest RPGs of all time. And personally, I'd say it's my favorite RPG of all time. Although I do have a special, I do love the first Luffy game, Luffy and the Fortress of Doom. It didn't have as many puzzles and it had annoying random battles, but it was still a pretty interesting game. I really like the storyline. There's a bit too many fetch quests, but that's how pretty every RPG had. And I really love Luffy's story. And I know that technically Luffy only appeared in Luffy and the Fortress of Doom, but you know, this is a spoiler, but everyone knows by now, if you know anything about Luffy's series, Luffy is the Sinister of Death, Aram, and Aram has appeared in every single game except for one. So, yeah. Again, that one was way out there, but you know. Zero from Mega Man X. Zero was definitely my favorite Mega Man character. Shadow the... Did I say Shadow? No, I didn't. I said three. So it's three, Luffy, and Zero. So Shadow the Hedgehog from the Sonic series. Obviously, my second favorite Sonic character of all time. My favorite character I could never see game, but and even then I'd far prefer Shadow because Shadow is a much he would have an amazing moveset with all his chaos powers and everything, and he was awesome in Sonic Battle. I'd love to see him in another fighting game again. That one's just a given. Shadow. Now here's where it's like a little more questionable. Erica from no, actually I think I'd prefer Micaiah. Micaiah from Fire Emblem Rain and Dawn. A lot of people didn't really like Micaiah, but I would think that she'd be a great character due to the fact that she's the only main lord in the series that uses exclusively magic. She'd be an awesome magic user. I'm on 5 right now. Let's see if I can finish this up. Dang it. Oh yeah, Tara Bradford from Final Fantasy VI. Here's the problem I see with people doing Final Fantasy requests. Final Fantasy after Final Fantasy VI was always on Sony consoles for the most part. Technically, Cloud appeared. You know, people's number one suggestion would be Cloud. The thing with that is that if we do get a character from if we would get a Square Enix character, it'd probably have to be a character that appeared on a Nintendo console, and Cloud really only appeared on a Nintendo console on where was that? Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the original GBA version, and also Kingdom Hearts, what was it? Recoded. That was it. I can't think of any other. Yeah, I can't think of any other Nintendo. I can't think of any other games that he had appeared on a Nintendo console. I just can't think of anything. So I don't really see Cloud working well, but Final Fantasy VI was one of my favorite games. I would love to see Terra. Terra would be a great character, and she's a very good character in. From what I've seen, she looks very good in Dissidia as well. She'd be an amazing playable character. She's the main character of Final Fantasy VI. She's also my favorite character in the Final Fantasy series. I think she'd be great. Here's where I'm starting to really lose it. Okay. So I've already mentioned the Tales series before. I have mentioned the Tales series before, but the Tales series has never really been the Tales series okay. I already mentioned the Tales series before. I could see Lloyd Irving getting in, but I would actually have to say that I would prefer to see Shina Fujibayashi. Once again, this is like I know it's not gonna happen, but it's just here's my kind of dream list I'm bringing up, and I love Sheena. I think I would far prefer someone like Sheena, especially since she's a card user. That'd be awesome. We've never seen a card user in Smash, and yes, she did. She appeared in 2 Nintendo consoles. Well, she appeared in She appeared in 2 games on Nintendo consoles at least. But the thing is, I always see she is always getting neglected. That's my whole thing. And obviously, if we get a Tales of Symphonia character or a Tales character in general, it'd probably be Lloyd Irving. But I don't know. I would like to see Sheena. That's just my opinion. Okay, here's another one. Chrono from Chrono Trigger. Once again, it's another Square Enix character, but Chrono is a great character. Personally, I prefer a different character from that game, but Chrono I think would be one of the best choices. Once again, like I mentioned before with Lyn, he's a katana user. He's got a lot of great moves. He'd be a really cool character to see in there. And I think that's really about all I can think of right now. You know, the thing is that I don't really think about my dream characters because I don't really think about my dream characters because I just don't see it happening. And again, these aren't characters that I actually expect will be in the game. These are characters that I would love to see in, which I know aren't. Or I know with a lot like 90% certainty that they're not gonna be in. That's basically just what my thoughts on this. So that about wraps this one up, guys. Honestly though, if you guys think I have been a bit too aggressive, please let me know. I'm not trying to ruin people's dreams or whatever. I'm trying to be realistic, and I've seen some very, very unrealistic suggestions in the past, and that's really what set me off on this whole thing. So please let me know. Post a comment. Let me know what you think about this. You know, and I would like to see suggestions on future videos if you like. And of course, I'll be back tomorrow after the direct to post my additional thoughts on what we learned tomorrow. So that's all for now, guys. Please rate, comment, favorite, subscribe if you like this video, and hope to see you next time. Bye.